Hi everyone, today we are going to be doing a bit of a fun video. So I'm taking part in the Colouring Confessions tag. This tag was originally created by Shell's colouring journey, so I'll tag her in the description below so you can find her video. And I don't know if I was tagged by anyone. I've got a feeling that I might have been a while ago and then I completely forgot about it. And then I saw another video doing this tag and I thought, I forgot to do that, but then I can't remember who tagged me. So I'm sort of doing it off my own back. But if you did tag me, I'm sorry for it's taken so long. Put your channel in the comments and I'll pin it so you're the one that's tagged me. Anyway, Claire, get on with it. So this is a series of 23 questions about colouring, about my colouring books. And yeah, so let's get started. Oldest book in your collection. So I probably have had older books than this in the past, but when I'm doing a bit of a rejig of all of my books and things, and I donate some and what have you, I probably don't have it anymore. But this is the oldest one that I can pick from the collection that I have now, and it is one of the first ones that I bought, so it makes sense for the tag. It is Enchanted Forest, but it's the French edition, and I have done a few pages in this, but obviously with it being one of the oldest books that I have, they're not going to be amazing, but I'm still quite proud of them because I was pretty, at the start of my colouring journey when I did these, so it's not bad at all. So this one is the tree, and I drew in some Disney characters inside the tree. Now I didn't get rid of the lines or anything. I didn't use acrylic markers, so you can still see the lines underneath the characters. But I think it was pretty cool that I was adding things to a piece then, even at the very beginning. And I do quite like the blends and the colours that I've used. So there's that one. This is one that I was obviously practicing soft pastels with. And again, I drew in a couple of characters. So this was the original illustration across the centre. It's like a ribbon of leaves. And I thought this looked like the colours of the wind from Pocahontas. So I drew in Pocahontas and Captain John, is that his name? I can't remember. And I did this, I believe I did it with putting my iPad screen underneath so I had some light, and then drawing tracing the character over the top. So that's that one. Another soft pastel one. I must admit, this is not my favourite. It does look quite rudimentary, but still I've tried to do, the bits of light coming from the door and the glow of the lamp and everything. So it's not too bad. It's just, when you look back at your older work and you think, oh, I could do that so much better now. But that's not the point, is it? It's what you did then. And maybe that's the only ones I've done. Oh, no, wait. We've got a glitter gel pen one. So this is the Stag. I can't remember what glitter gel pens I used, but there's still some nice shine to that glitter. Any more for any more? Let's have a look. Oh, yes. Another glittery one. That's held up quite well, actually. And then I started this but didn't finish it. Probably just practicing blends and stuff like that. Have we got any more? I can see another one. Oh yes, so this one I really like. Obviously it's the castle. I've added some sand and some water down here at the bottom. Well, I think the water was already there. It was like a moat. But I've added the sand and I've added the sun in the background. And I've even tried to gradiate the greens, going back into like a deeper green, so we've got like a vignette feel. So I actually really like that one. It's not bad at all. I think I was really proud of it at the time when I did it, and I reckon that is the last one. Well, I started that one with what I believe would be watercolour markers, and I just wasn't getting the blend that I wanted on that. So anyhow, that is the oldest book I have in my collection, and it shows you sort of where I was at sort of at the beginning, maybe a month or two after the beginning. So there you go. Newest book you've bought. So we've got another Johanna Basford. Wonderful Wildflowers is the newest book that I have bought. It arrived less than a week ago and I've reviewed it already. I haven't coloured anything inside of it yet. As I said in my review, it is probably my least favourite Johanna book of them all. Not to say that it's a bad book at all. It's just, it's not for me one of my favourites of hers. There's a lot of obviously flowers, that's what it's all about, but there's a lot of white space and there's a lot of what I feel to be repetition throughout the book. But like I said, not a bad book. I've still paid money for it, I've still bought it. I'm always going to support Joanna and have all of her books in my collection. So this is the most recent one I've bought, and yeah. Most colourful page you have completed. So this one's really hard because most of my colouring work is really colourful. I like to have big, bold, bright, vibrant colours and lots of contrast and lots of pop in my pages. So it's quite difficult to choose one, but I've gone for this one. It's in Saga or Sagna, which is the original Fairytales and Folklore by Emily Lidhall-Oberg. And I suppose you could say this one as well. So let's just go for this as a double page thing. I just really like colouring with bright colours, and these ones were done yonks ago. I can't even remember how long, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. As I said, this is the original book. It's not Fairytales and Folklore, but these images do appear in Fairytales and Folklore if you wanted to colour them and maybe match the palettes that I've done. Totally up to you. But yes, I'm gonna choose this as my most colourful piece. Yeah, I really like it. This is a thing about Saga or Sagna because it's my favourite book, and I'm really happy with the pieces that I've done in the original book. So when it comes to colouring the new book, Fairytales and Folklore, I almost don't want to do them again because I don't feel like I can better it. You know, if it was another book, any other book that had come out and been redone, reprinted, I may have started again and done a bit of a better job, or tried to do a bit of a better job. But I feel on this book I've done as well as I can possibly do. So I don't really want to colour the images again, but maybe I will, because I would like to finish Fairytales and Folklore. With it being a book that I had a bit of a hand in, you know, bringing back to life, I think it would be nice to have that whole book coloured. But yeah, so I'm going to go for those pages. Let me know what you think. I think they're quite colourful, and I don't think any of the other pages in the book probably were as colourful. So yeah, I'm going for that. Shut up, Claire. Most relaxing book to colour in. This one is a little bit difficult because I'm having to put the same books down again, but it's true. Emily's work is really, really relaxing to me to colour. I absolutely love her style, and that's why I've done so much in her books, I think, is just because I really, really enjoy doing it. You don't have to think too much, you know, it's not like a Kerby Rosanes where there's so much detail going on that I wouldn't personally class it as especially relaxing to do, because I'm constantly thinking, what have I got to do on this page? I'm trying to make a cohesive colour palette, but I can't because there's just so much detail. So I was looking through all of my books and I thought, no, definitely most relaxing to colour for me is Emily's books, but I think that's just because she's probably my favourite illustrator of all time. So that's why they're most relaxing. I'm not gonna show you through them because I've just shown you through them, but just quickly, a few that I've done. There you go. There we are. There we go. So yeah, most relaxing book to colour would be anything by Emily Lidhall-Oberg. Most detailed book to colour in. So this could have been very easily one of Kerby's books, or it could have been one of the mythographic books, something really intricate and detailed. But for me, ultimately, the most detailed book is going to be World of Wildergorn, or Book of Wildergorn. It's huge. So just to show you, I can't fit it all on screen. It's a massive hardback book. I have reviewed it if you want to go and have a closer look. But it's huge, and I want to show you the one that I've coloured, because I've only managed to do one at this stage. Of course I can't find it, but it's got so much detail. Where is it? I know I've done one. It's disappeared. Here we go. Right, it's got the bloody ribbon on it. Okay, so this is the one that I've coloured. Again, I can't show you it all at once on screen, so I'll just do a little bit of a tilt job. There we go, and there is so much detail, so much intricate little things going on in the background that you can't really see until you come to colouring them. It takes an age to actually finish one of these pages, but it is a lot of fun. Just to show you a few more of the black and white detail ones so that you can see what they look like uncoloured. So much detail and just so much to colour. So yeah, this one is by far the most detailed book that I have in my collection. Unique art style. So I am going for a Kerby one this time. I think if you saw anything that Kerby's ever done, you would instantly recognise it as one of his works. He's got such a unique art style. And I'm going for this one. It is the new 10 years celebration book. The reason I've chosen this one is because it's got a bit of everything that he's kind of ever done. So a bit of every book. And you can just tell immediately, you know, this is Kerby Rosanes. We've got the little tiny creature elements in these sort of clouds and stuff. Let me just go past this first bit and then I can show you the book. So yeah, lots of little tiny creatures, so much detail. Again, this really could have been put forward as the book for the last question as most detailed book, because it's just crazy. But yeah, very, very unique. I don't think, like I said, you could see a Kerby page and not know it was him. So I haven't coloured anything out of this yet, because obviously I've not long had it. It's not long been released, but I do have plenty of Kerby illustrations that I have coloured from all of his books. It's all on my Instagram, so if you wanted to go and see what I've coloured, you can do. But yeah, I'm going for most unique art style, Kerby Rosanes, hands down. You've coloured most. So I'm not going to show you Sagor again because I've shown it twice now. That is probably the book that I've coloured the most though. So we'll go with another book that I've coloured quite a bit in. It is my favourite of Hannah Carlson's books. It's Sjlsfrander. Don't know if I'm saying that right. It means Soulmates. I love this book. So let's have a look at what I've coloured in it. Well, I've started that one, not finished it. There's the little combo for the oranges there. So I'll get to finishing that soon, hopefully. Then we have this one. So this is like the Magician's page. It's got some silver gel pen on there. Enjoyed that. Then we have this double page spread, which could have been the most colourful one really, couldn't it? Again, a lot of my work has a lot of colour in it, so there we go. It doesn't look like I've coloured a lot in this, but it isn't my most coloured book. That would be Sagor. But I just wanted to show you another, you know, book that I really, really enjoy colouring in. Let's see. I've got this one. Quite like this. I've got a brushed metal or brushed kind of glass look tutorial for that as well. Got a little gemstone down here. That was a really fun one to do. I don't know if I've done any more actually. Oh yes, I have. We've got the Pirate Girl. And any more? Maybe I've done more in a Joanna Basford book actually. Oh, there's this one. Really like that. Again, it's got that steampunk sort of android vibe. Yeah, maybe I've coloured more in a Joanna Basford book, maybe one of the older ones like Lost Ocean or you know, one of those books. But I really wanted to show this book because I really like it. I really enjoy colouring it. I just think I need to spend more time doing it because clearly I haven't done as much as I thought I did. But again, that's the same for all of my books. I counted this morning. I think I've got 123 colouring books in my collection at present because it's always changing. And yeah, I've got all the intent to colour and the time is severely lacking. So I can't, you know, dedicate my time to one particular book. I wish I could, but anyway, really like this book. And yeah, I would say if we're looking at other books as well and comparing it, I've coloured in this more than I've coloured in a lot of my books, because usually I might do 1 or 2 pages and then I'll move on to the next new book, and it's like, you know, anyway, love it. You love but haven't coloured in yet. This one's difficult because I seem to colour a page before I do every review of a book. That's just what I've always done. I like to show people what at least one image looks like coloured. So I don't have any books on my shelf apart from Wonderful Wildflowers, which I only got this week, which doesn't have any pages coloured in it. So I've gone for this one because I really do love this book, but I've only coloured 1 page and it does daunt me a little bit, this book. So I believe this is called, I think it's definitely by the artist Momo, and it's either Girls of Music or Girls of Poem, because everything's in like Japanese, so I'm not entirely sure which one this is. You can tell me, or I'll find out anyway, and I'm going to put links for all these books in the description, so I will find out which one this is. But here we go, this is the one that I've coloured. So again, quite a while ago that I've did this. I really like it. The colours are quite limited. We've got purple, pink, blue and green, and that's it, you know, apart from the skin tone and the hair. And yeah, I like it. It's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst. I think I did Neo Colour 2 background here by the looks of it. But yeah, anyway, so this is the book that I really love, but I have only coloured one page in it. It's stunning. You can't say anything more about it really. It's just beautiful. A lot of these Japanese illustrator books are beyond stunning really, and I think it does slightly put you off colouring them. This one might not be too bad because there is a lot of grayscale, there's a lot of lines to follow your shadows and highlights with. But yeah, I've got to do more in this book because I really do love it. Looking through it again now after years probably since I last picked it up, I really enjoy, you know, even just looking at the book. These are quite simple, aren't they? I don't remember. This must be Girls of Music. We've got a music note thing there. Look at this, it's like a space disco. These are quite different as well. They look nothing like her other illustrations in style. So, oh my God, look at this. You could literally rip that out and put it on the wall. It would make an amazing piece of art. These are really deep and dark, aren't they? We've got a really good variation in here. Look at this. There's no shadows or shading. And yet the other one was completely shaded. This is fun. Yeah, I really do need to get back to this book for sure. But yes, even though I have coloured one page in it, this is a book that I love that I haven't really coloured much in. So we need to rectify that. Things need to change. Maybe I'll do one on a video. Oh, what do you think? If I feel comfortable enough doing that. But yeah, we'll see. You would save in a fire, sentimental value. We all know it's going to be this one, okay? Sick of seeing it by now on this video, but it's got to be, you know, absolutely adore it. It's really, you know, nigh on impossible to get anymore. And it's, like I said, it's got that sentimental value for me because I did, in a tiny way, helped bring it back into print. So yeah, it's definitely going to be this one for saving in a fire. With the best paper quality. Right, I've had to pick a couple because there are so many that have really good quality nowadays. Obviously, you've got your Joanna Basfords, that paper's amazing. You've got your Hannah Carlson books, again, amazing paper. Maria Troll, there's so many now that have amazing paper. So I've gone for Secret Garden Artist Edition because that is literally like card. You know, hear the ping? It is, it's really thick. It is quite yellowed. I don't know if that was how it was originally. I think it was. Maybe it had like a bit of an ivory texture to it. The only thing about this book is because it's an artist edition, it is literally pull out, you know, glue bound, lay flat, and that means that pages tend to fall out quite easily. But we're just talking about paper at this stage, and it's cardstock, it's not paper, let's be honest. But yeah, the artist editions that Joanna's done are amazing. And then I've also picked out this one, which is by Christina Novak, and it is Slavic Beauties. So Christina also has another book called Queens of Poland, and there is another book by Grazia Salvo, I think it's Wild Soul, that all have the same, I believe, publisher and the same kind of cover, the same kind of paper, and it's beautiful. So it's a hardback. The illustrations are gorgeous. The paper's really thick. It's got a nice tooth to it, and it takes coloured pencil really well. But to be honest, like I said, nowadays, you know, you could pick from so many different colouring books, and they've all got really good paper, unless it's something, you know, printed on Amazon or what have you. But yes, even Fairytales and Folklore has to get a mention because that paper's amazing. But I just wanted to give you a bit of variation on what we're seeing on this video so that you're not seeing the exact same books all the time. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Paper's amazing. Hardback, it's just the quality's amazing on this one. Grayscale book. Right, so I don't have many grayscale books at all. So the only one I could really choose is something by Christine Karen. So I've gone for Wildflower Folk. Now, I wouldn't say that her work is completely grayscale. It does have the greyish, you know, shadowing to it, but grayscale it tends to be a lot darker than this, you know, true grayscale. But this is the closest I can get with my collection, so I've gone for this. Christine Karen's books, again, absolutely beautiful. The artwork, the paper quality, just amazing. And Wildflower Folk, I'm sure I've coloured. I must have coloured in this because I have reviewed it. So it's just finding which page that I've coloured. You know, I've noticed since I've had my colouring books out of the cupboard that I kept them in, some of them have yellowed on the edge, and I don't know why that is, because they were just all lined up in a cupboard. I don't know, you tell me. There's no damp in there or anything, so it's strange. They're not buckled, they're just slightly yellowed around the edge. Don't even know if you can really tell. But anyway, I'm sure I've coloured in this one. Oh yeah, there he is, Mr. Wizard. So I coloured the wizard, a little bit of glitter on his staff thing there. And yeah, so I would say this one as a semi-grayscale book. Definitely some of the best artwork from Christine Karen. Intimidates you. So there's a couple I could have gone for here. Jasmine Beckett Griffith's books, whilst they are absolutely stunning and I love her characters and her style, sometimes the backgrounds in her colouring books are just too vague and it really puts the willies up me because I'm like, what do I do with that background? How do I colour something that doesn't really have form or shape but there's still lines there? So it could have been that. Intimidation factor. Even though I love Kerby Rosanes' work, he's one of my favourites. Some of his work is quite intimidating, but if ultimately I've gone for this one, it's the Disney Thomas Kinkade Disney Princess colouring book. So this one is really intimidating because, again, there's a lot of little detail on there. Sorry about my washing machine, by the way. I'm going to try and do something when I edit this video to get rid of that background noise, but this was the only time I had to film and I've got to do the washing. It's half price electric this weekend. So, so again, I can see a little bit of yellowing on the edges here. I don't know what's gone on in that cupboard. Very strange. But yes, intimidating. There's lots of little detail. I worry how to colour this. The only good thing about this is that all of the illustrations have the full original paintings in the back. So you can copy those if you want to, but they're not easy to copy. Okay, they are paintings. They are completely different to anything you could probably replicate with coloured pencil. However, I have tried, and I started this years ago, and every couple of years I will come back and do a little bit more. And it's this one, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And yeah, so this is what I'm going for. This is the original painting that I'm using as a reference. And this is what I have managed to do so far. So all of the little gemstones and things that they are collecting, I have used stickles to get a bit of a 3D, can I show you? A bit of a 3D glitter effect on there. So that's actually raised up from the paper. And yeah, so I'm doing it bit by bit. And maybe in another 10, 20 years, I may have come close to finishing it. I don't know. But for what I've done so far, I am happy with it. I've done a little bit of gouache kind of, do you say that? Gouache? Paint sort of dots to make these little teeny weeny flowers because I'm like, oh, what do I do with pencil for this? It's just so much little tiny detail. So I've made little dots. I've done this roof, but I haven't finished the house. Again, with the wash paint on the trees as well. Yeah, so anyways, I will get to it at some point, but it is incredibly intimidating, as you can tell. Book you'd like to finish one day. So obviously I could put Fairytales and Folklore down here quite easily, but I'm not going to. I would also put Hannah Colson's Soulmates down as well, so I'd love to finish that. But I've gone for Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Johanna Basford because it is a storybook. And I've seen so many people colour this from back to front and have such a whale of a time doing it. And then they've got a storybook that's fully coloured by them that could be read to your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, you know, anybody in the family. You could say, I coloured this whole book and we're going to read it together. And it would become the favourite book. It would be like an heirloom maybe eventually. So that's what I've said for this one. Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. I've done a few pages from this. Not as many as I would like to. I think I just spotted another one there that I've coloured. Yeah, so this is just a simple butterfly. And then any more for any more? Yes. So I did this as a, gosh, I don't even remember how many parts it was. It might have been an 11-part colour along thing on this channel that you can still find. And I still see people doing it and following the colour along even today. So that's amazing. I love to see that. Got a little bit of that milky residue that you get on wax pencils, wax bloom, that's what it's called. Yeah, I've done this side as well. What else? This one I really like because I like the KJ Design by Karen Gold paint edges that I've painted on here, and I like the background. I like how all the colours match together. Then we've got this one. Not amazing, but it's okay. I like it. There's nothing wrong with it. This one I did pointillism, I think. Yep, so everything on this page was all little tiny dots, different colours. I've started this one, but it's not finished. So there we go, got Mr. Magpie's Room of Treasures there. Just checking I've not done any others between. This one is also a colour along. I don't know how many parts, but again, it's on my channel. If you look back on the playlists, you will find it. I think it was called like the Griffin colour along or something like that, which I do really like actually. I really like that one. I like the blue glow that I've managed to achieve on that. Then what was that? Sure. Oh, just done a little bit of fur on this mouse. Any more for any more? Oh yeah, did this one, illustrated manuscript type page. I think that's it. Oh no, done another butterfly. I love teal and purple together, and especially with the gold to set it off. Beautiful. I think that's it though, but oh no, it's not. There's one more. I think maybe I've coloured in this one more than the Hannah Carlson one, but hey ho. So that's the end one. But yes, I think this would be a lovely book to have completely coloured. There's another for you. Just because of the storytelling side and the fact that you can read it with the young people in your life, and it might become your thing, you know, this book. I love it. It's one of Johanna's best, I think. So there you go. It's a book for practicing new techniques. So there's a lot of different books that are really good for that. I've gone with another Johanna Basford though, because this one, Magical Jungle, has a lot of wide open spaces. Now you could equally go with Wonderful Wildflowers, the latest one, because that has a lot of open spaces. But I think that this book definitely has a little bit more detail for you to get your teeth into if you want to. But yeah, you can use these flowers and these leaves to practice your blends. You can see I've started something here. Because the leaves and the petals are quite big, it gives you a lot of room to practice, say, 3-colour blending. So maybe practicing new techniques would be good in Magical Jungle because you've got a lot of space to work with, but you've also got a bit of variety. Oh, I forgot I did that one. So that's like little Pokemons that I've drawn in. Excuse me. That was ages ago. Yeah, so, you know, I would choose this book. Oh, I love that. I love that background. You know, when you forget what you've done, and normally I hate my older work, and I'm just like, oh no, cringe. But there are a couple of things that I forget that I've done, and I'm like, oh, that's actually quite good. But yeah, I would say, I mean, look at this. You've got so much space within these petals to colour. And I think that this book was brought out straight after Lost Ocean. And I think it was made a lot more simpler and bigger spaces because so many people complained about Lost Ocean being too tiny, too intricate. And, you know, I wouldn't say I was one of them, but I definitely did have something to say about how tiny things were in Lost Ocean. So I think Joanna took all that and was like, right, I'm going to give you massive open spaces. So that's what we got with Magical Jungle, completely chalk and cheese. But yeah, I think this one for trying some new techniques, blending and things like that, trying new pastels or Neocolour 2s or anything else on your background, you've got a lot here to do as well. But I would say this one and Wonderful Wildflowers, lots of space, lots of, you know, room to practice new stuff. Affordable but great quality. So I've chosen Christl Vogls books for this, and I've just had a quick look on Amazon. This one is a tenner and this one's £12. So they're not like really super cheap, but I think they're definitely cheaper than most of the other books that I've got on my shelf. So I also really love the quality in this, and it's not just the production quality, it's also the illustration quality as well. And I think these books are quite slept on. I was introduced to them a couple of years ago and fell in love, but I don't see a lot of people colouring these. So Ausmalreise, I'm not entirely sure how you say it. I think it's German though. And I'll just show you a few of the illustrations from inside. We've got some coloured examples. We've got a little bit of a tutorial sort of colour theory bit in the front, but obviously it's all in German. That's something that I've started but not finished. But let me just show you some of the illustrations. They're absolutely lovely. So we've got, again, that fantastical feel, very Clara Markova and that kind of thing. So if you like her books but you can't seem to get hold of them because they are quite difficult to get hold of, and I gave all mine away and I'm really upset about that. I think I actually sold one or two. I was in a bit of a pickle, needed a bit of money, and I actually sold one or two and I really regret it. But anyhow, yeah, so these books, the paper it's not amazingly thick, but it's not anywhere near thin either, and it's got tooth to it, it's bright white, and the lines are really crisp. You can obviously put a bit of a translation app over the text if you want to get a bit more context about what's going on in the images. But yeah, really enjoy these books. Beautiful illustrations. I need to do more in these. Like I said, when you get looking through books and you do tags like this, it really reminds you of what you've got, and it gives you renewed sort of inspiration to go forward. It looks like I haven't coloured anything in this book. I know I started one, but I've not coloured. I know I've coloured something in this one though. This is like the wintry Christmas edition. And I'm sure, I mean, look at this. Absolutely stunning. Look, inside the little cosy log cabin, we've got snowman in front of the fire, I may say. How's that? How is he not melting? But yeah, oh, now it's coming up to winter and Christmas and everything. I've got to get this book out again. Here we go. So this is one I coloured, and I think I did a tutorial for how to colour ice using this page, so you can find that on my channel. Yeah, I like how I did the sky and how I put the colours of the sky as reflections on the snow as well. Sometimes you surprise yourself with things that you've done, because I might not even think to do snow reflections again. You know, it's just something at the time I thought to do and ended up being good. So yeah, again, beautiful book. I want to get all of Christl Vogls' books actually. I've only got these two, and I know she's got quite a few, so I would love to have them all in my collection. I'll have to put them on the wish list, and then when I get some petch, which is what my grandma was Italian, she always used to call money petch. When I get some petch, I'll buy the rest of them, because I really do think they're worth it. I like the square format. It's not too big to colour, but you've still got enough detail, and they're so much fun. So yes, eventually these are the books that are most affordable but great quality. You'd recommend for beginners. So there's so many, and normally I'd be like, go and get a Johanna Basford book because they're easily approachable, easy for beginners. But at the risk of showing the same books again and again, I've gone for Maria Troll's Starfall. So this is actually a really good pick for this question, because Maria's work is not very detailed at all. It still has enough detail for you. But the other thing about this is that a lot of the illustrations feel very captured and contained to one sort of area. So you haven't got edge to edge illustration. You know, it's not a huge load of detail. I think these are images that are quite simple, but that still have that adult colouring feel. They're not childish, but they have that whimsical feel as well. And I think this is a really good book for beginners, because the paper's also that good that it takes most pencils quite well. So the quality is there. If you've only got a basic set of pencils, I still think you could do a really nice job of blending and stuff on this paper. And again, you can have a little finished piece quite quickly, and it would give you that sort of achievement factor, that dopamine factor that you want to carry on colouring if you're a beginner. So yes, I'm going for Starfall by Maria Troll. I have coloured a page in this. There we are. Really like this one. It's got that kind of dawn breaking sunrise feel to it. Nice little bit of waterwork on that one. I think that's it, but there we go. So I would say Starfall for beginners. Told you I was clearing out my cupboard to make way for the new shelves that I have for my books. I've just gone looking in a different drawer and found a load more books. So I actually have more than 123 now, and I need to figure out how to fit them into the shelf. But anyway, the new question for us is a book that sparks your creativity, and it's got to be this one. It's Vibrant Wilds from Sarah Renee Clark. It's a hardback book. The paper quality is amazing, and there is a lot that you can do. You don't need to just colour this book. If you want to do something different, if you want to try different media, the paper will stand up to that. Here I tried some kind of collage mosaic thing in the background. So I did the main thing with pencils, and then went round it with white acrylic, and then just ripped up a load of different pieces of blue and patterned paper and stuck them all on like a mosaic. Then I ripped some edges of some white printer paper to make a border, kind of zigzaggy border. I don't know, I have fun with this book. Whenever I get it out, I always end up doing something different with it. And I've done another one in here, I think. Where are we? Yeah, so there's this one. You can see, if I bring it to camera, these pieces of coral are really thick and textured, and that is because I just banged a load of acrylic paint on there, and that turns to plastic when it's dry. So, you know, I've got glitter gel pen, I've got a painted gradient background on there. Always try and do something different and something mixed media in this book. This one, again, I was with the kind of collage junk journal sort of time that I was really into that, and everything on this book apart from the hair, which I coloured with pencil, has been stuck on. So the clouds I cut out of a book, stuck them on. Strips of paper for the sunset, strips of paper with the rough edges showing for the sea and the waves. We've got coloured and patterned paper for the rocks. I had some paper that looked like sand, so I printed that out and I cut round the girl and I made it look like sand. Different papers for the leaves that I then went on with some pen and went over that. Washi tape for her dress and cut around. Oh, I've pencil done the arms as well, and they look a bit freaky actually, in both in colour and sort of shape. I don't know what I did there, but anyway, this book always sparks my creativity if I want to do something totally different and I want to not worry about ruining the book. This is the one that I go to, because this is just my crazy times book. This is do whatever, slap some paint on it, slap some glue on it, see what happens kind of book, and that's why I love it. So Vibrant Wilds is definitely the book that sparks my creativity. Most nostalgic or childhood inspired book. So this one was really easy, went straight to it, didn't have to think about it. It's the Artgos Colour In catalogue. Have reviewed it, so if you want to find that review you can do. This is, I don't know if many of you in America will get it, but in the UK we had a shop, or we still have a shop, called Argos, where you can pretty much get anything. But we used to get a catalogue at Christmas, and the kids and the parents would say to the kids, have a look in the Argos catalogue, and you would like mark out what you wanted for Christmas, and there was always so much good stuff in there, all the toys, all the games, everything you could ever think of. So this illustrator, hey hun, it's Nicole. She did an Artgos colouring catalogue from the 90s and the early noughties, which is my childhood. I was born in 88, so I grew up throughout the 90s and the early noughties, and this is just nostalgia for me all over. Great quality book as well. It's thick paper, you can test your colours, it's all one-sided, so you can use all your alcohol markers like I did. But here we go. So this is laid out like an Argos catalogue would have been laid out. You've got your item, you've got the number, and then you would go to the key to find out what it was. So this is obviously a lava lamp, disco ball, inflatable chair, which I had in purple. A lot of these things I've coloured in the colours that I had them in. So I had a purple and orange lava lamp, a purple inflatable chair. I did have a disco ball. I didn't have the groovy chick bedding, but my friends did. What else do we have? I've coloured loads in this because I had so much fun. This is another one I could have used for book I've coloured in the most. You know, you don't think, but anyway, you're seeing it now. We've got computer with the Sims on it. We've got PlayStation 1, my absolute life when I was a kid. PlayStation 1, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro. I was even playing Crash this morning with my son. He's 17 now, and I was telling him, you know, I was like 8-9 years younger than you when I was beating these levels, so you know, we had a little bit of parent-child banter about the games because he's an amazing gamer. I had this Motorola Razr in pink and silver, loved it. Had the iPod Nano, the DS as well, and then we've got, I had one of these. This is the Dairy Milk 2p slot machine, so you put 2p in, it acts like a piggy bank and it gives you a little piece of chocolate. We've got the golden coin maker, the Etch-a-Sketch, make your own candy floss, Mr. Frosty, and the badge maker. I think we all had one of these surely if we grew up in the 90s. We've got the Furby, the Robo Sapien, who remembers that? The Robo Dog, Blockbuster, Friday, Saturday night on a sleepover, we'll go and rent something from Blockbuster, get some popcorn. So much fun. Got the Sky Dancer, which my little sister had one of. I do have a video of her somewhere playing with this in the 90s, but I cannot find it for the life of me. We've got Buckaroo, we've got the Crocodile Dentist game, Operation of course, Donutters, and we've got this, I think it was called like Elefly or something, Elephant, I don't know, anyway. Bratz dolls and things like that. Care Bears, I had Care Bear wallpaper when I was a baby because everyone used to call me Claire Bear. Then we've got the PlayStation games, so we've got Spyro, Theme Hospital, Grand Theft Auto, Tony Hawk, Tomb Raider and The Sims 2. Spyro though, OG. We've got a, oh my goodness, what are these called? bungee ball things. Oh my god, Space Hopper. We've got Turtle Sand Pit. We've got a little blow up paddling pool, pogo stick. We've got the little cozy coupe cars, and even actually before I turn the page, we've got the Heelys, the trainers with the heels in them, with the wheels in them. Then we've got all of the sprays that we used to use in the 90s and we thought we smelled amazing. Britney Spears perfume, Angel perfume. We've got some jewellery that we used to have. So we had like the Forever Friends brand, Best Friends necklaces that you'd wear half each. The kind of chavvy owl movable necklaces. The yin yang, that's just the 90s all over, isn't it? We've got the rubber band message ones, and then we've got some adverts here for different things like Tammy Girl, Thornton's, Jane Norman, and we've got of course George the Giraffe from Toys R Us. So yeah, nostalgia in a book, and I've shown you all of that because it is a short book, so you're not getting a load of pages, but I think it's worth buying if you grew up in them times because you'll just have such fun colour in it. The most variety. So you guys might not agree with this because I know there's not a lot of people, I mean there is a lot of people that love these books, but there's a lot of people that also don't, so you may not agree, but I'm going with Beauty of Horror 4, that's 4 isn't it? A creature feature. This book is my favourite of the Beauty of Horrors because it's all different horror movies being depicted, and we know that I love horror movies. So I've chosen this for variety because there are so many different movies that are depicted in this book. So obviously we've got The Exorcist straight away. We have got American Werewolf in London, but we've also got sort of Freddy Krueger doing that as well, doing the cutting in the background. We've got this one, which is all the different horror movie characters that I've coloured. Then we have Bates Motel. Absolutely loved colouring this one. Love it to bits. We've got, what else have we got in this book? So much variety of horror films if you're into that. But you know, a lot of people are. I mean, whenever I do a horror kind of video, I always get far less views, but I still do them because I just love it. I don't really do anything for views, to be honest, but I just do what I love to do. But there's so many different films in this. We've got Hellraiser, you know, we've got Evil Dead. What's this one? This is like, what's his name? Is it Creature from the Black Lagoon? This is Creature from the Black Lagoon. I was going to say this might be Jason because he kind of jumps up over the boat, doesn't he? Invisible Man, Pet Sematary. What else have I coloured? We've got The Shining. We have got The Ring. What else? Hereditary. So there's some modern horror films in here as well. Here's Jason. Then we've got Pennywise. I just want to move it. I've got these little bits of tracing paper between so that I don't smudge what I've coloured. We've got Michael Myers. We've got Poltergeist. We've got Godzilla vs King Kong even. We've got Jaws. We have got Amityville Horror. Again, I always forget. American Werewolf in London. Godzilla. We've got Saw. Loved colouring that one. Loads and loads. We've even got Stranger Things and the Demogorgon. You know, so there's so much variety in this if you're a horror fan. Blair Witch, The Fly, Frankenstein, and again with Pennywise and It. Yeah, so variety for this is amazing for me anyway, because I love horror. But if you do, you will. This has got to be your favourite books. It's all our favourite horror films put in there. Seasonal favourite. So for this one, I've gone for Magical Season by Lenka Filonenko. It's a lovely book. It's got a really soft touch cover, a little bit gold foiling. It's spiral bound and it's one-sided. It's got everything that we want. And it also has, if I just start from the start, it also has double pages, as in the same illustration on both sides, but one is grayscale, one is line art. So if you are a beginner, this probably would be a good one as well, because you can practice with the grayscale ones and then you can try your hand at the same line art ones and see how to do that. But the season pictures in this are really nice as well, which is why I chose it for this category. So we've got all kinds of different seasons. We've got obviously autumn and Halloween. There's autumn again with the fox and the leaves and stuff. This is an autumn one that I've coloured. I chose to go with the line art on this one. But you can see you can do the grayscale as well. We've got witches, we've got corns and pumpkins, and then we're moving into Christmas. So we've got the cat, 2 cats and a clock and the poinsettia. We've got snowmen outside. We have got Christmas reindeer. I'll go through this a bit quicker. Obviously just Christmas, 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 and then we move on eventually into spring. Do we? No. Why did I think that this was a whole year full of seasons? There is a Lenka book that is a whole year full of seasons. Oh, she says it here, look, fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Hang on, let me just check. This one that I meant, lovely year. Anyway, that is a seasonal book, but this is the one that I was talking about. So we go through all the way through the year with this book. Now it doesn't have the double-sided one in line art, one in grayscale, but we go through the year. So we start off in spring. I'm just gonna do this really quickly. And then we move into summer. Started that one, look, the raccoon. And then we're going into autumn. And eventually we move into winter. So Lenka's books are gorgeous. Her illustration style is beautiful. She always has lots of animals and nature. And I always love colouring her books. She seems to print one, you know, really quick. She seems to bang them out at a really amazing rate. But yeah, I would say seasonal colouring, I always turn to Lenka if I want to colour something of the season. I don't know why I haven't done a full page in this yet, actually. Maybe it was just one of those times when I had too many books to review and I was a bit like, I've got to get through them quick. But yeah, anyways, so for seasonal, we're going for lovely year. And then as an added bonus, magical season as well. Whimsical or fun. So I've got 2 to show you for this one. We've got Fantasy Houses, which is by Carlo Campuis, and it's all different houses. I'll just show you the front of the book because it shows you all of them. All different houses made from different objects. So jukebox apartments, the mug shack, the barber shop, mailbox manor. We've got milk mansion, lipstick salon, the boot barn. There's so many different types of houses in just random objects. And it's really, really fun. It's the most whimsical and the most fun that I can think of anyway. Where's the one I coloured? Is it this one? Is it in between here? Yes. So I coloured this one, which is, this one's my colouring. And on this side, you get the full colour version that's printed anyway. So you get that with every page, you see. You get the colour version and the line art version. So it's up to you if you want to follow that colour palette or do your own. I'm sure I've started another one as well in here. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the jukebox one that I've started, but I can't seem to find it. As per usual, where did I say it was? It's near the front, isn't it? There we go. So I've started the jukebox. I've not followed the colour scheme on this side. I've just decided to go for the neon look. Again, this is one I've got to finish. I started this in August when I was in my grandma's caravan, and I still have the pencils out to finish it, and yet it's now November and I haven't thought about it again. But anyway, whimsical and fun fantasy houses. We've also got another one that's kind of the same sort of thing. It's Vertical Worlds, and I've had this book for a long time. I don't even know if you can get it anymore, but this similar type of idea. It's a lot more detail. It's a lot of a much of a bigger book, but you do have different places, but in vertical format. Let me just show you what I mean. So this is a vertical zoo. So we go from the bottom. I don't know if I can fit it all on the page, all on the screen, but we go from the bottom of the zoo entrance and we go up and we see all the different animals right to the exit at the top. So everything in this is vertical. This is a vertical train station, a vertical ocean liner that's kind of been chopped so you can see every little room and shop that's inside. Vertical mansion, vertical submarine, again, kind of cross section. Vertical cathedral with lots of little cathedral kind of rooms in between. Loads of detail in this one. Not coloured in it for years, 10 years maybe less than that, but a long time. Vertical treehouse, vertical theatre, all the different scenes and stuff. This is really cool. The bar. We've got a vertical airport with the runway on the roof, of course. Vertical factory. It's really, really fun. What did I colour? I can't even remember what I coloured in this one. Oh, there you go. So you can see that's an old one because there's not much blending and stuff going on. But yeah, this one was a vertical carnival. So we've got the ghost train, bumper cars, helter skelter, twist and loop roller coaster, the fun house, the big wheel, the carousel. So yeah, it's a really, really fun book. I don't know if you can still get it because, like I said, it's one of the oldest books I've got. But yeah, fun and whimsical, go no further. Realistic or nature inspired book. So I would go for something by Layla Dooley, I think her name is called. I don't have any to show you at the minute, but I do have this one, The Language of Flowers. This is by Stratton Peterson, and it is obviously nature inspired because it's all about flowers, and it's quite realistic as well. So if you're wanting to colour a flower that is realistic, it's true to life, it's not a fantasy flower, it's not a made-up flower, then you can turn to this book. It tells you what the name is of the flower, and it tells you a bit about it as well, which is really fun. I haven't coloured anything in this one yet, so why didn't I pick this one earlier? I don't know. You know what I'm like, guys, you know what I'm like. But yeah, realistic, nature inspired. I mean, there are some fairies in there, so not too realistic, but the flowers themselves are realistic. We've got dahlias, gladioli, hydrangea, lily, magnolia, mimosa, peony. There's so many. It's a really packed book, and again, you know, the realism is there with the flowers. There's an orchid. So yes, realistic and nature inspired. I'm going to go for The Language of Flowers. The book you have ignored the longest. Now I'm going to go with the Romantic Country series here. I've got 1, 2 and 3. I told you earlier that I had to sell some of my books at one stage, and the Romantic Country books were included in that. I have since rebought them, and I don't think I've actually coloured anything in them yet because it's not that long since I rebought them. I really love these books. I don't know why they took the cull when I had to get rid, but I love them, and I've ignored these for a while because I bought them and I was like looking through them, and you know, as approachable as the art is, I was just like, do I want to colour it? Do I want to, dare I say it, ruin the book? Which is stupid, but that's how I kind of felt. And as you can see, I've not coloured anything in any of them, but there are illustrations that I did colour when I had the original books that I owned. This one I've coloured, I remember doing that. I've done quite a few from the first book, and I'm just really sad that I had to let them go actually, but that just means that we can start all over again, doesn't it? I just need to stop ignoring them and get on with it. But I love Eri's work. Now the one thing that I did do, I don't think this is, no it's not, this is the English sort of version. I'm sure, this is the Japanese version, isn't it? Yeah, this is a Japanese one. Is this one? No, this is English, I think. Because the original Eri books, I didn't really get on with the paper. Oh, I have done one in there. Oh, there we go. I have done one. The original paper I found really difficult to use my Prismas on. It was a bit shiny, weird feeling. I don't know why. They just wouldn't blend properly. People said get the Japanese versions. So looking at this, I've ended up getting St. Martin's Griffin New York American versions, but this one is the Japanese version, so this should have the better paper. But honestly, if I feel them, they feel very similar, so I don't know. I've got to try again. I think I've got to try again with my Prismacolors and see how they lay down on this paper, because I just love these books. At one time they were my favourite because the art style, the fact that she does everything with ink and a toothpick, you know, just amazing. I've coloured this one, but it was the paper really put me off. So I'm hoping the next time I have a go at this, I'll be able to get somewhere with it. But yes, anyway, that's the end of the tag. Now I have to think of someone else to tag. So, engage brain, Claire. Who shall we tag? Who have I been watching a lot of recently? Let me have a look on my YouTube history. So let's see, who have I got? I would like to see My Colourful Country Life, Karen. I would like to see her do this, but I have a feeling she's already done it. I feel like I've seen her do this tag video, but it may have been a different one. I'm going to tag her anyway, just in case, and then look like an idiot when she's already done it. Who else? I would say Colouring Bliss, but I don't tend to see her. Mind you, she does do people's books, doesn't she? I tend to see her more reviewing art products, pens and things, rather than books, but I'm pretty sure she has done books. I don't know, maybe I'll tag her. I don't know, I'll see who I'm going to tag. I need to think about it before I give an answer, but anyway, somebody will be tagged. And you know what, even if you're not tagged, just go and do it. Just say, Claire's given me a blank check and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this tag and do it, because I'd just love to see everybody's. Really, I'm nosy. So hope you've enjoyed the video. If there is anything you would like to ask or say, please leave your comments below, and I will probably try and put links to all this in the description. It's going to take me ages though, isn't it? I'll try and put links to all the books I've shown you today, and I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon on Colour with Claire.